Grand Rising, beautiful people. Well, I said I wasn't going to be on much, and I'm not going to be on much because I have some work to do for the Most High that He wants me to do. But I'm at my spot, and I would really love y'all to see that. I'm going to get out the car for a minute because it's nice out here. But, like just last week, I was saying how everything was still so green. Look how quick. Look how quick it changed. It changed real quick. But, since I've been told I've got a copycat that's trying to copy my story and do everything, he told me he wanted me to revamp my idea. So, I think my idea is going to be me going towards, I'm always preaching, be positive, take your negative shit and transmute it into positive. So this is what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna start telling y'all, how I transmute my negatives into positive. This is for right now. So I'm still on here, so people don't think I've dropped off or forgot about them. But I'm not telling my story yet because I gotta revamp it. Because, like I said, since I have a copycat, I really am. I'm dying to see what she has to say about my story or tries to tell on my story. I am so waiting to see that, but that's here nor there. That's really has nothing to do with it. But my little one has been having real issues in school, and I am an empath, and I know my baby is too. When he did all his kindergarten testing, and I got the scores back, and even the kindergarten teacher that tested him said she hasn't tested a child so intelligent in years. When I got his test scores back, most of them were above grade level, or all of them were at least at grade level. He just has some serious behavioral issues. He's a little out of control. He is. He's a little hard to handle. If you don't know how to handle him, he's a handful. He's a boy. But they want to call that ADHD now. And it was 2:22 on the timer when I said he's a boy. But I'm starting to wonder, is he part of my plan, and is he supposed to be home with me to help me do whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing in my journey? I don't know. But I know that baby's an empath like me, because when he's telling me they don't like me, they hate me, I want to go be with Jesus where I know he loves me. Well, I know I did two things right as a mom. I put him at a damn good daycare, and he puts the Most High at the top of the list. So I did do two things right, and finally I did conquer the issue last night. I'm almost 99% sure I've reached the point of where my child is and what's making him act out the way he's acting out. And now after it's taken two schools, about two counseling companies, two intakes, about 6 school psychologists, a couple of social workers, a couple of school psychiatrists, behavioral teachers, and all of this. And none of them can handle my child. They let a 5-year-old walk out of school. Out of a behavioral needs school, but yet my other two go to public school, and their schools are on lockdown. How the F do you have a behavioral school that's not on lockdown, nor is your parking lot fenced in? Any other one I've been to in this city, you have to buzz to get in the gate. You have to buzz to get into numerous doors, not even just one, usually like 2 or 3. How did my 5-year-old just mosey on out? And then he got out, so y'all had to call the police on him. And then you kicked him out after you just told him 4 days prior there was nothing he could do for y'all to kick him out of that school. You guys were professionally trained to handle him. I took him to his PhD in 5 minutes of her being around him, because mind you, he just turned 5/7/27. She looked at me and she said, he's got an underlying problem because he didn't act like this 2 months ago when you brought him in. She's like, yes, he was a little hyper. Yes, he had a little bit of behavior, but not like this. I said, thank you. She said, what changed? And I explained what went on. But like I said, you know what? I thought this is something really negative. But like I said, I believe my baby is an empath. And I told the doctor, I said, I'm an empath. I have a feeling he is too. And she's like, and if he is, he does not know how to transmute the energy. So the energy is coming out of him as negativity. And then it just hit me in the head like a dumbass. Like, hey, dumbass, think about it. How did you used to react when people would come at you funny? And now he's being a product of his father. And I know his father can't come out of nothing. I know personally, I was there 8 years. I know. But is he supposed to be with me, helping me on my journey to ascend? And that wasn't where he was supposed to be, obviously. Because if it was where he was supposed to be, it would have worked out. Because my son went to daycare from 14 months to July 25th of this year. At a daycare where they had any Tom, Dick, and Harry from off the streets. And he never did none of this shit. Never did none of it. Nothing. Now all of a sudden he's acting like this. And y'all couldn't see 2 months ago that there's an underlying issue. And I told y'all my backstory. So they already know my backstory of what with him. I can't tell y'all, I haven't told yet. When I tell y'all the story, y'all will understand. You're like, oh, well, that's why he was. They know all this. They know it all. I don't lie. I tell my business because I am a truth person. I throw myself under the bus so much so my kids don't catch the heat for me and the choices I made in life. So that's why I said, if you try to pull dirt up on me, baby, you can't pull dirt on somebody who pulls their own dirt on themselves. Stop it. I'm too real. I owns everything. You cannot do it. But my baby had her debut last night cheerleading, and that was wonderful. That was in my heart. I was excited for her. She was excited. I'm going to post some videos. Y'all show her some love, please, because that would really make her happy. First grade and cheering at her first cheer game in a high school game, because I'm sorry, Mom couldn't afford $800 for her and her brother to play Pee-wee and for her to cheer. And yes, that's how much it is in white suburbia here in Ohio. $125 for registration and $375 for all their uniforms. I said, what? I said, I can't afford $800 for 2 kids to play a sport. It's something they're going to grow out of by next year. Yeah. Bro, that's a house payment. It's not, but almost. Damn near. But, you know, I'm down here at my spot. I send y'all love, light, compassion, prayers, grace, whatever the hell y'all need today. I'm getting parched. I love y'all. I send y'all love and light. I do to my collective family, friends, foes, fiends, fans, whatever the F you watch me. Trying to clean up my mouth too. But y'all, keep my baby in your prayers. But we good. He gonna be good. Mama got this. But yeah, making that negative into a positive. My kids know Mama ain't going nowhere. They don't ever gotta worry about that. Ever in life. They knew who they got. Bet that. Y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all.